Hello everyone, I'm back with another video. So happy 2021. This is the first video of the year, and this is going to be a two-parter. I'm going to talk about my experiences with devotional polytheism, and then I'm going to talk about something that might appear to be a little bit morbid, but hear me out and understand where I'm coming from personal experience. Okay, so let's talk about devotional polytheism, my own experience with it. So 2 months ago, I did a live stream video where I talked about American gods and its effect on what is known as devotional polytheism. I had a guy that got on there and had commented after the video was over that basically talked about the Bible and its prohibition on witchcraft and idolatry, all that jazz. I didn't delete the comment because it wasn't a link to a porno site. I just left it up there because I don't delete people's comments unless it is harassing or if it's a porno link. I think everyone has the right to have an opinion. I have certainly lived in a household where my opinion did not matter. So I don't extend that to people who comment on my videos. You can say that I'm an ugly hag and I'll just keep your comment on. I'm drinking tea. Anyone wants to know? I'm trying to stay away from the soda. I really am. I made a New Year's resolution to cut my soda intake. So I'm starting off with like reasonable New Year's resolutions. Try to cut the soda intake from it. So actually, this is golden something. They actually say the give me this straight. Why do I need to know the raspberries come from California? I don't need to know my raspberries come from California, okay? Just say they're raspberry flavored tea. I don't need to know it came from California. Yes, we all have to know where our raspberries come from. Important. So devotional polytheism and American gods. I actually have the Kindle edition of American Gods, and I'm going to say the book is good. I actually did read the physical copy of the book when it was in hardback. It is a really good book, and I really happen to like it. I like the plot and the summary of the book, which was all about the idea that no matter if you were a slave or a conqueror, explorer, or an immigrant, you literally brought your gods with you. And I thought that was a really cool premise. Not something I had read before in the countless books I have read. So I really did enjoy that premise. So anyways, so they were talking about how American Gods exploded on the scene in 2001 and how it had a huge effect on the pagan community. They were going through, especially after 9/11, they were going through this period of dissatisfaction with popular paganism, and they wanted something that was more deity-centered and personal experience with the divine. And in the 2 months that I have been doing heathen videos, even if it's, like I've been doing, daily rune draws for the last almost 2 months itself, I really have liked the idea of doing more devotional work. So my experience with devotional polytheism has been great. I burn a lot of candles when I do devotional polytheism. Last month I had to buy some more lilac scented candles because the tea light candles, they don't actually burn for a long time. They burn for maybe about 2 hours. So unless I am doing a closing or at least doing a mid-shift, I don't really burn them. But I do agree with Halstead's assessment about about Wednesday's brushing off of a goddess worshiper. I mean, this is a god that's brushing you off. So it's kind of, you kind of can't say, oh, well, this is just this guy brushing him. No, this is a god. Okay? So, yeah. So, there you have it. But it's kind of like it mirrors the attitude that devotional polytheists have with people that are part of popular paganism. And this is the form of paganism that's a lot about spell work and about tarot and about crystals and herbs and all this type of stuff. And I want to make clear, I have no problem with that. If that is how you explore your form of paganism, that's fine. I just want to make that very clear. But for me, devotional polytheism has been a great benefit for me. It has helped me grow spiritually and religiously, and it's been excellent, and I've really enjoyed the whole experience. So that's it for the devotional polytheism part. Now for the second part, I'm pretty sure people are going to say, well, this is morbid. Well, so I had plans starting the first paycheck of November to buy a lot of my Norse statues that were made of wood, because wood lasts longer unless termites get into it. And you have the feeling that this is not a mass-produced piece. This is a piece that is produced upon payment. And I really liked the idea of having wooden statues of the gods. Well, then I got another invoice. This is like the third invoice I've gotten since my mother passed away back in February, which will be next month. It will be a year. And so I said to myself, okay, I'm going to have to get this bill paid, because if I don't know what they're going to do to her ashes. Because I don't trust funeral homes as far as I can throw them. I do not trust funeral homes at all. I trust cemeteries more than I trust funeral homes. I'll explain a little bit why that's the case. So anyways, so a lot of people have said to me, years ago I paid for a plot and I have been saving up for a tombstone, so that way when I do happen to die, I am not going to be, my family won't be fitting the bill for my everything. So I'm like, that's great. Wish we had done that. Seriously, wish we had done that. But we didn't do that. We didn't do any form of planning. So, and I should have done this last year or the year before last, but I was so caught up in things that I didn't do it, and then suddenly, boom, bam, bam, you're hit with this expense. Always plan ahead, people. Always plan ahead. So the 2nd of last month, I put $195 in my savings, and then I put $200 with my second check and $100 with my third check. So now I'm officially $300 short from being able to pay this bill. So next week, my brother's going to give me $150. I'm going to put that into my savings, and I'm also I'll put $150 from my own account, and then my brother's going to give me another $150. That'll be $300. That will be paid off next week. Next week, Mama's remains are coming home. So what I did last month was I actually ordered a print of the goddess Soul and the goddess Hell. Now, Hell is over the dead. Last month, using my second check, I went and bought her urn. I was not going to buy the urn from the funeral home. Now, so I was on the phone with them, and I tell them, says, okay, hey, look, you're going to have your money after my first paycheck of the new year. Also, I got to start doing my taxes, which is weird. I'm going to be send you the money. I already have an urn for her. How do I do this? And they told me, they said, well, when you bring the money order, and you bring the urn, you give us the urn, and we're going to go in the back, and we're going to fill it with her ashes, and we're going to give it to you, but that's only if you come over. If you don't come over, if you mail the money order off, and I'm going to say this, I'm not mailing it off. After what happened a couple months ago with our rent money, no, I'm not mailing it off. So I'm going to take a lift from here to the funeral home, and I'm going to drop off not only the urn, but also the money order. So I'm going to go to the bank, and I'm basically going to do this. I did request Thursday off, and I told them the reason that I want Thursday off is because I'm going to the funeral home to drop off the money order and to pick up my mother's ashes. So they're like, okay, all right. Because they were like, oh, hey, why do you need this day off? Because I'm going to pick up mother's ashes. I need the day off. Then I'm going to call another Lyft ride and have them bring me home. It's going to be at least over $40. This is why I put a little bit more into my savings last month, so that I could afford the trip to and from the funeral home. Her ashes will stay in my bedroom until I can get the money together for the plot, and where I'm going to have her interred is basically, they have two sections. They have one for they have a wall vault, which is for urns, and they have the actual cemetery where you bury your dead. I am going to get a wall vault. It is cheaper than a ground vault. That is what the guy over the cemetery told me. If you want to save a couple dollars, you get the wall vault. You don't get the ground vault. So that's what we're going to do. And then I got to go over to the VA, present my receipt showing that I have paid for her cremation, and I'm going to have to look through a list of symbols, because my mother was in the Air Force, find the symbol that represents her branch of Christianity, and I got to fill out this paperwork, and then they send it to the company that's connected to the cemetery, and the guy there will laser. They use lasers. They will laser her name, her date of birth, date of death, what she was in the Air Force. They're going to put the Air Force symbol on there, which is really great, and then they're going to put the symbol of her religion on there. And they go by what she listed herself under her religion when she was, because when you go in the military and you list your religion, long time ago it was like Christian, but they have those records, so they're going to look them up and go, okay, yeah. Nowadays, you can do heathen, or you can do druid, or you can do Wiccan, anything. It wasn't not like during the time of the Vietnam War. Everybody was Christian. So once all that stuff been put on there, we're going to be notified, and probably there's going to be a little memorial. And I'm actually going to film that, and I'm going to post it on my channel, because I share things, and that's the point of having a YouTube channel. You share stuff. So from the time that her remains come back to the time that she's finally put in her resting place, she's going to be with us. So I'm kind of not looking forward to that, because it's been close to a year since she passed away, and I'm just not a fan of her ashes being here. But it's better to pay it now than for something to happen to them and everything. But she understands that we don't have a ton of money and that we're doing the best we can and everything. But it's going to be really pretty by the time it is all said and done. I'll be able to visit her anytime I want, which is going to be great. And yeah, I'm not taking the bus to the cemetery. I'm going to take a Lyft ride to the cemetery and everything. But yeah. So So another thing that they actually told me is that I can choose to have the wall vault at ground level, which I do want to have it on ground level, because when I go there, I'm actually going to burn incense and give offerings at her place. And I also told them I want a little holder to put an American flag on there during it. They told me that they're actually going to have somebody come by on Memorial Day. It's after she gets put in the wall vault, and they're going to put a little American flag on there, which I think is really cute. But yeah. So it's going to be a very emotional time for me. I will be taking my 5-day mourning time off. Me and my brother will together. And we're going to spend it at the cemetery, watching her urn go into the wall vault. I will probably end up reusing that wall vault, especially if my brother passes away before I do. He will be interred there, and I definitely want to be interred there when it's my time to go. But yeah, it's a little bit depressing, but I kind of want to give you guys a little heads up of what everything's going on. But yeah, I mean, I gotta pay that thing off. I have to. I am $300 short of it. I have the urn, all that type of stuff. I actually still have it in its little cushion. They're going to make sure that it's in the cushion. Another reason I don't want the truck to come over is because I don't want my elderly property manager to have a freaking heart attack thinking that somebody died in the apartment complex when they didn't. So, yeah, I don't want that to happen to the poor lady. But anyways, this is a really upbeat, positive video for 2021. Sorry. I was like, people are like, dang, we're still in 2021 with something about death. Like, yeah. But hey, it's just part of life is death. But, yeah. But I just hope in all seriousness, when it's time for the holiday season to come back around again, I really hope and pray it's a lot more upbeat than it was this past holiday season. But yeah, I think everybody's common sense just went out the window. I mean, obviously, you don't care about your relatives. Hey everyone, I'm gonna kill off Aunt Jane. I'm just gonna give her COVID and just kill her off because I want her money or whatever goes through people's brains. It was horrible. It was horrible. Alright, so I'll see you guys around. Have a great 2021. In a couple of weeks, we'll have a new president in the White House, and I'm pretty sure that all of my Biden friends who are on YouTube that follow me are happy about that. So yeah. So I'll see you guys around until next time. May be blessed and have a great 2021. Bye.